Shut up and sit down.
Boom. We're back. It's the One Punch. But I need to fix that camera angle, mate. Look at that for luck.
You need to fix your hair,
No, look at this.
What the hell?
Well, come on. What's this?
I can't really.
Don't start with my hair. What do you think of that? Actually, I'm looking for a new do. You're pretty fashionable. What do you think I should be doing with this barnet? What do you reckon?
Got a kind of weird kind of comb over each kind of thing.
I'm going to go for
Mate,
you.
I reckon you.
How's that?
I think a skinhead would suit you.
How's that? You reckon? I don't reckon a skinhead would suit
I'm actually
me.
growing my beard a little bit as well. See that?
Beard looks good, mate. Beard looks all right.
Strong.
Bit of hair. Bit strong. It is
Strong,
strong,
yeah.
mate. It is strong. Let's start properly. Welcome to the One Punch Podcast. We are back once again. Me, Brian Lacey, and the main man, Mr. Brad Pickett.
Don't forget the special guest.
Special, very special guest. That's right. Go on, introduce them properly.
This is Bonnie, my pet cavapoo. If you follow me on social media, obviously she goes everywhere with me.
The most awesome dog. Goes everywhere with you, trains with you, hangs out with
Goes
you.
for runs, goes on a 4-mile run with me, no problem.
And then sits in a lot of mud, and you have to wash her about 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That's it. So look, we're starting now. We've literally just met. We've legged it in here because we're running behind schedule. We've got other shit going on, so I apologise for that. But we've not even said a proper hello, mate. How are you?
No, this is quite good though, because normally we have so much time on our hands. Well, not all the time, but
Come on. But we live in a strange world.
But when we get together, we normally have an hour chat before we do the podcast. And sometimes when we speak about stuff on the podcast, it's kind of like
We've already covered it, haven't we? Yeah. We almost set a rule.
So this is going to be genuine for
This
you
is
guys.
it. This is the truth. Like straight out and criticising my hair. This is what I deal with straight on. But yeah, usually we almost set a rule once that we weren't allowed to speak before we press record because we'd end up having the conversations we wanted to have on the podcast. So this could be a whole new system for us. Maybe running late.
Yeah.
And the tube has helped us out a little bit.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
So let's catch up. So you've just been to Japan, my friend.
Japan, yes.
Konnichiwa.
Tokyo.
There you go.
Konnichiwa.
How is your Japanese?
Arigato.
Origami?
Yes, arigato is thank you.
Thank you. It's great. Yeah.
My Japanese is as good as most of my other languages.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm fluent.
Fluent,
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. So come on, tell us about because I haven't seen Rizin because it was on Fight TV. It's Fight TV.
Fight TV, yeah.
But I missed
Fight TV with a FITE.
Yeah, dyslexic Fight TV.
Yeah, that's why I knew. That's why I could spell it.
But let's start with the most important question because I have followed the social media journey.
Okay.
How big is Gabby Garcia?
I can see a picture.
Yes, please. Show me.
Where's my phone?
We've talked about Gabby Garcia before. Gabby Garcia is basically Chris Cyborg's. There it is on the floor, mate. Chris Cyborg's best friend. She's also a number of times heavyweight judo world champion, Olympic champion, I believe, and a number of times Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion. She is
Massive.
a big lady, and I'm talking about athletic, muscular. I mean, she makes Cyborg. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. I don't know if you'll be able to see this properly, but we will post it. If not, no, you probably can't. It is it's Horiguchi in a rear naked choke.
Yeah, by Gabby Garcia.
By Gabby Garcia.
She is massive. I mean, I obviously hear a lot of things about it, but she was. Yeah, I don't know if she's technically has it, but I'm like, you're giantism. You know, I honestly think like she's giantism.
Really? Because
she's massive. Her hands are massive as well.
Yeah.
You know, so everything was just big about her. You know, massive.
And did she put you in a rear naked choke?
No. She didn't. I wouldn't have minded. You know, I'll let her. You know, see if she could choke me out or not. But I had some pictures of me and her as well. But I'm just
trying to find them. Come on.
No, I can't find them.
We'll try and post. We'll put these up on the One Punch podcast page because it is. She is a like you say a phenom. The thing is though. Oh, there you are together. Oh my God.
So I don't look too bad, you know. Like, but look at the size of her head.
My God, she's just huge. And this is not being disrespectful. She is a big athletic lady. She's accomplished a lot of stuff. My favourite bit, the bloke in the background with his mouth wide open. Well, you can't see it. I know this is not the greatest See if you can see it. No, it's not focusing on it.
Nah.
Mate. Don't worry about it. We'll
Sorry,
try.
guys.
Sorry about that. But the we will post them up on the One Punch Podcast Facebook page. So check that out /One Punch Podcast on Facebook. But I sensed a little bit of love in her eyes there when she was next to you. Was there?
Wow.
Do you want to tell us anything? What happens in
she's
Japan?
She's massive, but she is female, so that's why she has that natural connection. You know, that I do that with most females. You know?
Oh dear, she is only human. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Right. She is
Exactly.
only human. That's
A big one, but she is human.
That's right.
Yeah, she was actually. I mean, I don't know if you know anything about her fight. So the lady she fought was apparently a boxer, right? And
what year did she last box? Though I saw the weigh-in photos.
Exactly. She weighed more than Gabby Garcia.
Wow.
But she looks half her size because it's literally was
width.
a massive. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
width
yeah,
rather
yeah.
than height.
And yeah, she didn't look like she boxed a day in her life as such. You know, like she's not didn't look athletic at all. Where like Gabby Garcia, she is big and she's athletic. But the fight obviously ended really. I don't know if anyone saw it, but it ended real quickly. They, I can't remember the boxer's name, but she threw a massive overhand right hand and missed, and Gabby went back and poked her in the eye a little bit.
Oh God!
And that was it. And then like.
So the eye poke stopped it?
Stopped it, yeah. So, like, Gabby was really upset backstage. She obviously wanted to fight. The doctors actually gave the other girl the all clear to fight, but she was like, nah, I'm done, thanks.
No, so I wouldn't do that.
She put me in the eye, I'm done now.
I'd stub my toe getting in the ring, and that'd be me done. I'd be tapping out just with that. But because that's Gabby Garcia, her last 3 fights, if you count that one, so an eye poke finished that one. Her last fight was on Shuto, where she fought a lady half her size and a lot older than her, and she got stopped. She kicked her in the head when she was down. Did you see that one?
No.
So she kicked. So the girl was on her knees. She kicked her like shin across the face. So the referee warned her, you cannot do that. The girl recovered. As the girl recovered and they step back in, the girl gets dropped again, and as she's on the floor, shin across the face again and finishes her. So that's an eye poke. 2 illegal shots to the head, back to back, straight after each other, and the one before that she took on.
Was that class as a DQ or was it just a non-contest? She's unbeaten on her. She's 4-0.
Yeah, but these are in Japan, mate. So I think they said it's a no contest, but. Any other promotion, any other organisation,
But you can kick in the head in Japan.
Not when they're on the floor. Not when not in Shuto you can't. Not if they're
Shuto then.
Shuto,
Okay.
not
in
on
Rizin
their knees.
you can.
In Rizin you can. Yeah. Yes, you can. Pride rules. But so she did that. Then she fought another lady before that, and then she fought a 58-year-old pro wrestler.
Yeah.
And when we're talking pro wrestler, I'm not talking about Greco-Roman or anything like that. We're talking like WWE. Old school Japanese wrestling star who hadn't fought or trained for about 5 years, and she beat her in one round.
I do give Rizin a lot of props in a lot of ways, and I'll be honest with you, they don't have like, it's not like the highest league of athleticism and like it's number 1 versus number 2, like kind of like you have with the UFC. But you even see like the UFC now are kind of like it's going a bit more entertainment.
Oh, totally.
But they're moving into like the Rizin world. They're amazing at doing these really obscure matches. They had one fight which was it didn't actually finish how it could have done, but first round would have been a kickboxing round, and the second round MMA.
Oh wow! Okay.
You know, so like first round you start with big gloves, and it's a kickboxing fight, and then the second round would be MMA. Didn't make it to the MMA round because one of the guys got knocked out.
Because the kickboxer won. There you go.
Yeah. So, but it's gonna be like, which one do you want to do? You know, and do that, and also I got confused because obviously they're all speaking Japanese, but Dan Henderson came into the ring, and so did. Sakuraba.
No way.
I'm like,
no way.
Is this happening? And they're talking. I'm thinking, this is happening.
This is going to happen.
And it is. But a grappling match.
Oh, dude.
So Dan Henderson's going to be fighting Sakuraba in a grappling match. So, but even still, that's going to be entertaining.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah, that is awesome.
Like I say, because it's an entertainment sport, yeah. They have got it down to a T. Everything. The production is the best production I've ever seen in my entire life.
The entrances and all of that, everything's nuts. I've seen that before.
Everything is just the whole production is how to do it. Even afterwards, that obviously they do like You know, the fighter parade at the start, and then at the end they have all the fighters in the ring. And
I love that. I love that sort of, like KSW did that at their last one as well.
They make it like it's a show, and like the fighters are a bit more like, in a way, I say like actors, and they get a bit more props.
Yeah.
Where rather than like you fight and you treat like cattle, boom, see you later, you
dragged
backstage,
out, get the next
one on,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So he does give a little bit more love to the fans, and obviously I've been around for a long time, and I kind of like inputted this into my fight show. I have a fighter ceremony at the start where the fighters come out and introduce themselves to the fans, so people see who's fighting who and all that sort of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so I do that as well.
That's obviously, I like it. So come down to Rise of Champions. What date's that on again?
Oh yeah, our next event's the 30th of September in the Brentwood Leisure Centre. It's going to be a really good card.
Yeah,
I've got some
Gabby
good fights in
Garcia headlining.
there. Yeah, against you.
Oh, how long do you think I'd last? Genuinely, how long do you think I would last?
Honestly,
like there's no ego here. As a normal human, a normal man, how long do you think I would last?
Depends what you decide. Did you go out?
I'm coming to fight, mate. I'm
coming. It'd be short then. If you run around,
I'm running like shit.
Yeah, but then that might be a bit longer. You know?
Yeah,
you
I'm
might...
poking myself in the eye while kicking myself in the dick, and I'm tapping out as. Yeah, that's probably my only defense. That's probably my only defense, is to get my penis out. That's probably. I won't wash it. Won't wash it for a few weeks. I'll get it out, and hopefully she'll
get arrested.
Get arrested. That's right. So
and there's a lot of kids at the show as well, you know. So you might definitely get arrested.
That's fine, mate. That's
and,
fine.
And the accusers will probably pay you a visit.
I'd rather be in prison than fight Gabby Garcia. I think she's a scary dude. But what about Horiguchi's fight then? What about him? How was he? Because this is the first. This is what I found cool as well, that you went back out there with Mike Brown, cornered Horiguchi. I know you didn't train with him on the run up to this, but what was he like? How much better was he? Because he's won his fight, didn't he?
He's gone up a weight class. He's gone up to 135.
Is he going to stay there, or is he just going
I
there for the fight?
I don't know. He's there because he's in a 135-pound tournament, you know?
Yeah.
He wants to become the tournament champion. You know, he's not the biggest guy in the world.
What's the prize? Because Rizin are paying some
I don't know. He's on good money. I know that. I won't disclose what he's here, but he's...
Disclose it, mate. Come on, let's get some figures. Let's go.
Over 100.
Over 100 quid. He's on more than 100 pounds.
But, you know, he's like... You know, he's looked after way more there, you know, and it's better for him because they're like, actually,
he can be a superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
There,
in Japan, because of the time differences, they don't actually get to watch the UFC as such.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
So they don't know. I mean, like, hardcore fans will, but you know, the general public won't.
Really?
So you don't become big.
Yeah.
You know, people like Takoro, who's never fought in the UFC at all, but fought all around the Japanese shows. He's a massive superstar.
Wow.
There. That's the guy who
different worlds, aren't they?
Horiguchi, who Horiguchi fought, Kyoji fought, and I mean, man, he looked awesome. I mean, like, I'll be honest with you, he is a specimen. No, like,
and what a nice dude as well. I've never
he's
heard
such
anything
a nice guy,
but
he's. I mean, I just went backstage and I'm like, I've earned my flight. You know, I've earned my. He's, you know, they paid for my flight. I've earned it. You know, he beat the crap out of me backstage, and I'm like, he's like, he is phenomenal, and. If people haven't seen the fight, if you go to, I may post it myself on my Instagram. But if you go to Mike Brown's Instagram, he posted on his. You hear the right hand he throws. He throws the right hand and he cracks Takura on the crown of his head. I was more worried for Kyoji. I'm thinking, oh, he's bust his hand. You sounded so bad.
Wow.
But obviously, then Takura fell down and he finished him a ground a pound. But you know, he's a different animal. You know,
Man.
and I mean, like. And that's what they've done. Is like Takuro is a big Japanese star, and now Kyoji's overtaking it. And I can see the difference between the first show he fought on, you know, and won, and now this one he was the main event, and the amount of love he got.
That's
cool.
So
it's a great move.
He deserves it as well, especially off the back of the way he was treated in the UFC.
Especially just the way UFC treat that 125-pound division.
Totally.
You know, they even. How they treat Mighty Mouse, and also now how they're talking about they may get rid of the division. You know?
Just scrap it.
You know, it's just like
it's because technically there's lighter weight classes. You fought in them, and he's 125. Even the 115 ladies division, they've got to be so technically good.
You have to be
to be at that sort of level. But I think it's a blessing in disguise that Horiguchi's got to go over there and then rebuild himself, gain fans, get paid properly, get that spot. He's got a Reebok deal of his own. That's right.
Yeah, he's got his own Reebok deal. Look, this is his shirt. So yeah.
Nice.
He's got some good sponsors on there. Here's his shirt. He's. I mean, like he's. End of the day, don't get me wrong. You want to be the best in the world. Don't get me wrong. But also when it's your job and you want to create a legacy, and he's from Japan. Obviously, he got a bigger legacy fighting in Japanese shows. And at the end of the day, he's earning more money, considerably a lot more money. He's getting. He ain't penalised by only one sponsor, Reebok. Yep. He's sponsored by Reebok as an athlete separately, and also then he could have other sponsors on it. You know, so he's doing a lot better. And like you say, you can have a small window as an athlete to earn money. So you got to use that window wisely. You know?
I like it. I love it. Absolutely love it. So we've got lots more to talk about. We've obviously got UFC 240. Have you seen that? What happened? Could you imagine if we got to this podcast, the podcast after that fight, after that event? Have you seen all of it? Have you just seen the main event?
I need to recap. I was watching watching it live.
Yeah.
But it was like on my Fight Pass thing, right? And it was actually annoying. I had to go do a ring entrance, a ring thing with Kyoji as the main event was on. So I watched it back. I watched it back. Don't get me wrong. So I've seen it, but it was like, do you have to go now? But so
hold Rizin.
So in between, obviously, because it was different time. We watched it on Sunday, obviously. So I watched most of the fights. So Cowboy versus I think I watched. If there may be one or two I might have missed.
Okay, well, if you missed the Damian Maia Woodley fight, just go back and watch that. It's amazing. It's the best fight on the cards.
I want 25 minutes of my life back.
So look, we're going to talk about that and more. Reviews. Thank you once again for reviewing the show. We've got some more reviews. We've got some awesome reviews of some lovely people there. We'll give you a little Ninja Warrior update. In fact, have you got any update for us, a Ninja Warrior?
Yeah, I need to speak to you about that a bit more about.
Okay, well, I've got an update for you as well. Because I've still been pretending to be you on email.
Okay.
So, should we do the update now? Shall we do that?
Do you want to get out of the way?
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, they've been hounding me.
They really have been hounding me. They really have been hounding me.
And I got a phone call today. He said 100% I'm on. Yeah. So, but it's
Stop.
Actually what?
You're on.
No.
But
yeah, no. Well, it's up to me, but I don't think I'm.
It's up to us. We're in this together. Okay. We're in this together.
What it is, I'm competing on the 19th in the thing, and they're filming this on the 16th. They want me to do it on the 16th. So I don't think contractually I'm allowed to compete because I'm in a contract agreement with Paharis to. Ooh. Yeah. So if it was afterwards, I would have been fine. Well, but I don't think I'd be able to do it. So I was speaking to him today, and I was like, "Look, is there any way you could do it after?" He said, "No. If you get through that first one." You could be afterwards, but you have to get through that first one. I said, okay, so when the next time you're doing it, just so I know, because I have to go look through my contracts and stuff like that. And they said it'll be this time again next year. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to wait a whole year. But then if I did, I'd be amazing.
Oh, mate.
If I train for,
I would be up for that. Because then we could do a whole journey thing. Because then you could train specifically for it. Yeah. That would be cool. But the fact they've even said yes, mate, that is very, very good. Props. Very proud of you.
Mate.
Of course they did, mate. You're fucking Brad Pickett, mate. Yeah. That's it. But I will actually have to replay the interview we did where you were saying that grappling isn't technically fighting. So you don't really need to train for it. So
it's not a fight.
It's not a fight, is it, mate?
But I still get injured.
Of course, I'm only playing.
I get injured. I'm more worried about getting injured doing Ninja Warrior and then
going into that, twisting your ankle or something like that. Yeah. But that's cool. So we'll keep you posted. So hopefully, when they do the next date, we'll get you in. They've got to have you in, mate.
100%. I'm in.
He's fucking in.
Yeah, I'm in.
He's in.
Mate.
How cool is that?
I mean, you don't realise they've been hounding me. You know,
dude. I knew they would. That's why I did it. Mate.
But more importantly, where's Bargain Hunt?
Where's Bargain Hunt? Listen.
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, we're here, mate.
So I
We're
can
ready.
do that before my event because I'm not going to get injured.
We'll do
Maybe.
it on the same day. We'll film it in the morning, then we'll go grappling in the evening. So hashtag One Punch Bargain Hunt. Let's get that going because we want to go. So what else have we got? We've got some listener questions, reviews, done that. Shenanigans. We're not doing a world record this time, but I'm going to explain at the end what we are going to do next time to make the whole world record thing a little bit more interesting.
It's still a world record that I want to be able to compete myself about breaking apples on my own head.
I know, but I'm so worried. I saw how violently. I've even had people comment how violently you were hitting yourself in the head with apples. That I'm a
natural.
If you've got one skill, it's...
When I was younger, I used to headbutt lockers for money. And I'm not even joking.
When I was younger, see that you won't see that injury, but that little finger there, see where it's a bit dodgy and I can't straighten it. I used to punch. What do you call it? Car ticket machines, and I get a free ticket out.
But you're younger. Why did you need that? Because you're not even parking.
I didn't have a car or anything. Didn't have a car, but I would just...
And there's me thinking I wasn't bright by headbutting lockers for money, but at least I was getting money.
No, but I'd get literally. I'd try and impress a lady by come here and stand next to the ticket thing. I'd hit it, and then it would come out with a ticket with the time, the date, 000 as far as how much had been paid, and I'd just give her a ticket and say, "Yeah, see you next week." Really fucking hurt.
How old were you?
I was 28.
How old is she?
I was 13. How old would I have been? I'd be about 15 or 16. So dickhead years. Do you know when you're a bit of a dickhead? Yeah. You were never a dickhead.
No, I don't think I was.
I bet you couldn't have been a dickhead.
I mean, stupid things I used to do as an annoying teenager. We used to do obviously the knock and run and stuff like that.
Oh, totally. Yeah, knock a door run, all that sort of stuff. But that's not hitting a ticket machine also on 3 pints of Tetley's.
Also, one of the most stupid things I used to do as bored of, I used to do drive-bys with a BB gun. Yeah.
Any police out there that were obviously joking?
I have. That's the only bad record on my...
Have you got a criminal record?
That's the only thing for doing...
You've got a criminal record? I'm sat next to you now. I could be in danger.
Yeah, I had to explain this.
You choked me out and you've got a criminal record.
Listen to this.
What the fuck is this?
No, I'm being honest to my listeners here, right?
I had to explain, honest to your friend that you've got a criminal...
I had to explain this to when I get my US visa.
I was going to say.
But I actually have... assault with an imitation firearm with intent to cause danger of life. That's how bad that sounds. But what it was, I'd done a drive-by with a BB gun and shot a school kid. And he just got it was at a time when there was a couple of gun crimes going up in Scotland. That guy went mental and shot loads of people. So obviously they're clamping down on things like that. So my thing got taken way out of context, and I had 140 hours community service.
Oh my god, there's me thinking you could never do anything wrong. 100. What did you have to do for community service?
That's where I broke my nose.
Is that when you did the basketball injury?
Yeah, I was supposed to be.
It's karma. It's total karma.
I was supposed to be painting walls, right? And I got bored in primary school, and I went, I'm going to play basketball. And that's how I played basketball, and I broke my nose.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh, mate, we peel back this onion each layer every... Don't cry.
It's like a counselling lesson.
Every single week.
Welcome to One Punch Counselling.
I'm almost shocked, but even the way it's worded...
To get it out.
The way it's worded is quite an impressive thing on your record.
Assault with an imitation firearm with fit words, intent...
with intent to...
cause fear of life.
Wow.
I'm not even joking. I done a drive-by with a BB gun and shot some school kids.
Was it a target? Was it somebody that you were aiming at, or was it just
no? I used to do it all. I've done it a lot, but this is the one I got caught for. This is bored as a kid.
Oh, if you're young and you're listening to this is not.
Do not do that.
Don't do this with your life. You don't do that. That's my favourite moment of the podcast ever. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
So look, let's move on from your.
I think I'm too honest to my listeners.
I love it.
The other day when I
got a little sweat on from that. That's funny.
The other day when I nearly pooed myself trying to fart on you.
Yeah. Listen, we'll give you the bones and all of our lives. So what we'll do, we're gonna switch it over as we always have to do with this. Fuck, if anyone can tell me a hack on how to fix this camera so we don't just get 30 minutes out of it, I'm sure there must be, then send it into the onepunchpodcast@gmail.com. And then what we're going to do UFC 214 listener questions and shenanigans. So so bear with us, be back in a minute. Welcome back, here we are once again. have not been shot or harmed in the break during that thing. So let's crack on. UFC 214. So let's start at the top, mate. John Jones versus DC. That was welcome back, John Jones.
Yeah,
fucking.
Welcome back indeed.
What, he looked amazing.
He looked great. I mean, not just how he fought physically. He looked the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, like wow, look at him. He had abs. First time I've ever seen him abs. Yeah, he looked great.
Great. He was calm all the way up as well. There was just something about him. There's this scary demeanor about him on the run up to the fight, and then when there was that point where they were staring down just before the fight, and I got total goosebumps just thinking, what the hell is going to happen?
Do you know what surprised me? Is that the touch gloves before the fight and thing? It was kind of surprised me a bit.
Yeah.
Because I know some betting sites you could bet touch gloves, no touch gloves.
Ah.
I would have bet no touch gloves.
Yeah.
100%. I wouldn't have thought the touch gloves, but it did. You know.
That was cool. It was very cool. DC did look like a lot of people were saying DC potentially was winning the fight up until that point.
He looked good. I thought he looked good.
He didn't. For me, he did not look scared of John Jones like he. And I'm not saying he was shaking with fear in the last fight when they fought. Was that your knee? Christ. The last fight when he fought John Jones. But I think stop it. I think there was something different about. I think he's had time to get used to the thought of fighting John Jones and wanting to fight John Jones.
No, he's been a champion for obviously since John Jones got away. So you kind of like have that champion sort of feel to you. So you have that swagger. So he obviously felt confident. But I think, like I said it on my social media on Twitter, whoever loses this fight needs to book in some counselling, because there's so much it meant so much to both of them, man. And you saw it. I felt really sorry for Cormier. I was so happy for John Jones, but then I felt so bad for Cormier, you know. And throughout it all, no matter how John Jones looked within the fight, I was more impressed with how he handled himself afterwards.
Oh, definitely.
You know, that really, like, you know what.
It felt like a corner turn.
I'm a big fan of John Jones.
Yeah.
A lot of people, he gets a lot of hate, a lot of stick.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like, you know, well done, John Jones. You know, like showed. You know, obviously he's messed up in the past and stuff like that, but he showed signs of a true champion then, and how he dealt with it, and how kind of Cormier dealt with it to start with. You know, obviously I think it was all in cuckoo land still.
Yeah.
He didn't know what go on, so he could see he was all over the place. He didn't know what was going on. That's why I didn't like where Joe Rogan was interviewing him.
Yeah.
I don't like that, you know. I know Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, that'd be
Joe
a good
Rogan
cop.
has apologized since, you know, publicly and stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't think you should do that, because how emotional you are.
It was tough to watch.
He could have said something bad or made him look really bad in front of so many millions of people.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. But
the only thing I'd say about that is because I sometimes have to interview fighters after a fight. I haven't interviewed anybody after a fight with that amount on the line or anything like that. But you've got someone in your ear saying, "Speak to this person," cameras on you, doing this sort of stuff. So the interview, I think it was a bad choice. I think it was badly timed, but I don't think there was any intent from Joe Rogan to make the situation worse. I think afterwards, now he's reflected on it and he's seen it. He thinks, yeah, maybe I should have stepped away and interviewed.
Because also he publicly says that he doesn't like interviewing guys who have been knocked out.
Yeah.
He said that, but then he did do it. But what he was saying, he was just like, oh, I mean, you know, he got caught up in the whole moment, because it was a massive. I mean, it was a massive moment for MMA. Massive moment for MMA. You know, the biggest fight of this year. You know.
Biggest fight, without a doubt. And what do you think of the call out afterwards, Brock Lesnar? Do you think it'll happen? Yeah. Boom.
Brilliant. I don't think that's going to happen, because I can't see Brock Lesnar getting through your SADA testing pool. You know, honestly, I don't think he would fight clean. I don't think he could. You know, like, so I don't see that happening. Yeah. You know, I think he's still suspended for a certain period of time. Anyway.
I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, because he got the exemption before UFC 200. This is the whole thing Mark Hunt was talking about. So he got able to jump straight into a fight without entering the testing pool 4 months before. Then got busted. It's now been UFC 200 was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Is that right? A year ago or 2 years ago?
About that.
Is it two?
Yeah.
I think so. So that might actually be his suspension almost up. But again, for 4 months for him to come around, it might have to be like April, March next year if it was to happen. I mean, I honestly say,
I know money talks. A lot, as you see with Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
Things can happen, but I don't think you'd be able to do that through USADA, you know. So if they're gonna legitimize the sport and keep USADA on, I mean, like Brock Lesnar's publicly says, you know, like he's honest, you know, he's like, no, I you know,
yeah, man, look at me, just look at me, mate. Look at the size of me. I'm a human being that's the size of an elephant.
So unless they've done that somewhere, I mean, like, I don't know. I would say like overseas or something, some country. But then
Japan, Rizin. Let's do this.
No, but Rizin actually do test.
Yeah,
P-test. Yeah,
straight afterwards.
Yeah, straight afterwards. Yeah,
Nice. What other fights do you think on the card were standouts? Lawler Cerrone. That for me.
Good fight.
Great fight. Wasn't
good
it? The
fight.
start. Robbie Lawler coming out like a cow with fucking something up its arsehole.
Then took a round off, and then
that's exactly what, because he did. He took a round off, regrouped, and then came back out in the second. Close decision. Did you think he'd won it at the end?
I thought he won. You know, I thought you could just by pure output and aggression.
Yeah.
You know, I gave him the win.
Yeah,
you know, it was a clear. He won round one. Clear. So it was definitely like how you scored the third round, and I thought he won the third round.
The other fight that stood out to me, or the other performance that really stood out to me, was Aljamain Woodley stood out to. Let's talk about that. Woodley. Let's not talk about that. The other performance that stood out to me, Aljamain Sterling versus Renan Barão.
Didn't see that one.
Man, you got to go back and watch that fight.
I heard it.
He looked amazing. He like the game plan that they went in with, and also I just love listening to Ray Longo and Matt Serra in the corner. But Barão's a scary dude. Yeah. I think there's obviously with the amount of wars he's had, the weight cutting for all those years that he was struggling with, he's definitely lost something. 'Cause this was at 140 pounds, and there was just something in his eyes which wasn't the same killer he was 3, 5, 6 years ago when he was coming up. But saying that, Aljamain Sterling.
You mean when he kneed me in the face?
Yeah, choked you out. But that scares me as well. When I watch, don't go anywhere, sit down, I'll shoot you with a BB gun. When I look back at some of that thing, I watching that and I was thinking, you fucking fought Barão. Like, you've made that walk to fight that killer. And when he's at his best as well.
I thought I was going to kill him.
Yeah. I thought you were going to kill him.
Yeah,
I was 100%.
Like, for me, I didn't want to take him down because I heard about his jiu-jitsu. I didn't realise he was that good at standing up. But
did you watch any tape on him? Did you watch any of his other?
A little bit, yeah. But in his other fights, he took people down and submitted them.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't realise he had loads of boxing experience as well. But yeah, so if you ever get time, go to on Fight Pass and you can watch my fight with him. It was only like 4 minutes long, but he got fight of the night.
Of course it did. It was a war. It's fucking awesome.
I was throwing bombs, absolute bombs.
Was that your first fight in the UFC?
That was my UFC debut.
Because that's the other thing. There was so much pressure on you. I remember listening to so many podcasts and interviews, and people were like, because it's in London, it's your hometown, you've got all this hype behind you.
It wasn't like, it was actually in Birmingham.
Oh, was it Birmingham?
Yeah.
But being in the UK,
I was co-main event.
Co-main event as well.
My first UFC fight.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. What a fucking journey. What a nuts journey. Well, look, we got to do some listener questions because we've got quite a few of them, and then the quick shenanigans, and then I'm afraid I got to shoot. I got to go pick up.
Shoot
more shooting on the podcast. Look at that. What have we got then? We've got quite a few in today. Let's start with one of these. I've got some on my Instagram. So, cannot come up with a username on Instagram. Thank you for listening once again, my friend. Is there a technique you thought that would never work in a cage but ended up being effective?
There's always been loads of techniques. There's a guy from a Russian guy. He's at American top team now. I can't remember his name. He's a heavyweight. He has a technique where I couldn't believe it. He chokes people out from being mounted.
On the bottom, it's the what's the choke called? Achiziel's choke.
Yeah, but it's like a kind of like a gi choke, but with no gi.
Yeah, with no gi.
And he lets people mount him and chokes people out. And I'm like, I see he's done it, and I'm like, that guy's retarded. How did that guy tap? Kind of thing. I mean, a guy is shocking. But then you look back at his record. He's won so many fights.
6, 7, 8, 9 fights with those.
Then he got to to American top team, and he showed Mike Brown the choke, and Mike Brown I got see if he can get it with me, and he got me, and I'm like, and I'm pretty hard to choke out. I'm like, Oh shit, that kind of works then, doesn't it? You know,
That's a great shout. Because it's technically it's more of a gi choke. It is more
yeah, it
something
is.
you'd use.
Yeah. But he does a certain thing with his fists where he puts his fists in your cheek here one side.
Yeah,
of it.
but also he is a Russian bear as well, mate. He is a monster.
I wouldn't advise any young fighters to let someone mount you to try and finish them.
No, don't shoot people with a BB gun. Don't get mounted. Let's see, Michael G12 on Instagram. What would you think of an Ultimate Fight series of retired MMA fighters, e.g., Brad or Bas Rutten, on that?
Ultimate Fighter series. What, us competing or coaching?
I think they're talking about competing. I
I don't know if it would pass medicals. I think everyone would get trained for the fights and get injured in the build-up. Or the training camps would literally be like people shadowboxing for a few months.
That's hilarious. The hardest worker on that would be the physio after each training session, just stretching people out. Let's see what else. Oh, Rico Riley, nice to see you again, mate. Can we get Brad? Can we get you and Brad on the Crystal Maze? I'd love to do the Crystal Maze.
There's a Crystal Maze in
Manchester. They've got
no. There's one in Angel.
Really?
I done it the other year with a few of my friends. It was amazing. It was the proper Crystal Maze as well. It was amazing, and we won.
Of course you did. Of course you won.
Yeah.
Let's see what other ones we've got. We've got a couple on your Instagram. Oh no, there we go. Don't press that button. Let's see. So we have. Let's see. What are your thoughts on bad trash talking like we saw at the summer kickoff press conference? That's Daniel.F98. I think we've kind of touched on this before. So, like, Conor McGregor is natural. He doesn't fake it, doesn't force it. No. He's just good at it. But then when you see people, like for me, like the Phenom, what's his name? Oh, Motown Phenom. It just doesn't fit. It's not as good. There's some people that are just good talkers, and there's some people that aren't. That's what I think. I mean, obviously, there's only one Conor McGregor. I think a lot of people try and emulate him. There's a different type of trash talk as well. There's like Conor McGregor, who's he's not just trash talk. He's very witty with what he says. How he says things, and he's very quick. Sharp, quick.
Where you feel someone like Chael Sonnen, who's great for trash talking, but you can see he's very rehearsed and he's learned what he wants to say. He says he's very pro wrestling kind of.
Yeah.
So there's a different type of trash talk.
Let's see. What else have we got here? Aquitarian Humanitarian on Instagram. That's a mouthful. Can you get Arnold Allen on as a guest when he's back? I'd have Arnold Allen. I'd love to speak to Arnold.
He's good chap. Yeah.
Also, same suit sponsor as me. So that's it. Guards of London, if you want to check them out.
Nice suit.
You can get a suit, mate, if you want. We'll get you, because you don't need not much material, do you? So you can... I'm not giving Gabby Garcia a suit.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking paying for that shit. Let's see.
Not much material, just like his comedy.
Oh, mate. It hurts. Right. Let's see. Did you see Brian Ortega's fight?
No, I didn't see that one either.
Let's go watch that one. There's a couple of questions of that. In fact, I'll ask you those next week, because it was phenomenal, that fight. I have a question. Is Woodley the most boring champion in UFC history? The guy almost made me want to quit my armchair MMA. That's from Dal Brown TV. I think he's the most irritating champion we've ever had.
He is. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot on the line, and obviously, but sometimes, it's like I say, it's an entertainment sport, and you saw it was fine a dude with one eye. And he felt like if he wanted to, he could have finished at any time. So it's like, for me, it's like roll the dice. Like even in my last fight I ever had in the UFC, I was beating, Vera quite comfortably 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And the third round, I could just, like I say, take him down and be boring. But I decided to stand up and bang with him, and I got caught. So like, fans remember that sort of stuff, so he won't really sell pay-per-views. So as a fighter, if you don't sell many pay-per-views, you're not going to get on the pay-per-view cards as such.
Sure.
So like, yeah, he's never going to main event anything, you know. So if you're happy being a champion or being a main event, yeah, I mean, yeah. For me, it's just never. I've always fought for the fans. I'm literally the opposite end of the spectrum. Where I used to roll the dice constantly for entertainment. You know?
But I think there's that whole thing of like you can be a fighter, or you can have athletic fighters, or you can be an athlete that fights. And I think he's more an athlete that fights. He's not somebody that absolutely loves a war. You look at Robbie Lawler getting head kicked and smiling at Donald Cerrone. He's not cut from the same cloth as Woodley. And I think the other thing that Woodley, I don't think he's aware, that self-awareness. I think that just, it seems like every time he has a fight, the first thing he wants to do is moan about something. So like he went.
You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Nah, you do, and I get what Dana White was saying. I also get his side as the champion, like with Dana White coming out publicly, sort of slaying that fight. But watch the fight back. It was horrific as far as a co-main event. And that whole card was amazing. You watched that. It all built. The whole card was great. And
deflates you, you know?
Yeah.
So a good job, like I say, I was watching it in the morning because I was in Japan. But if it was at night time, I would have fallen asleep. I wouldn't have been able to watch that John Jones fight. I'd be in bed.
Right. Well, we're going to move on to shenanigans. There are more questions, and I promise you we will. If you've sent a question in, I'll add them to next week's one. We're literally just running short of time this week. So this week is my turn for shenanigans. I felt like I needed to try and reclaim. You
a big game.
Smashed me last week, and the most irritating thing is how good your shenanigans are. Like, I've got the creative mind. I'm the one that writes. I'm the one that goes out on stage, makes up jokes and ideas. You get punched in the face, and your shenanigans are better than mine.
It's just, I'm not just a pretty face. I always said that. That's why this is probably one of the main reasons we decided to come to YouTube, because we realised a podcast you can't see this face.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's bring it onto YouTube.
That's right. This is the look at the angles on your face. Look at how the light light even struggles.
Okay, honestly, do you have a good side when you have a photo?
No, not.
Right, I'll show you. This is for the viewers here.
Okay,
right?
So if you're getting your UFC promo shots done.
This is my good side because my nose looks a little bit straighter. Watch this. I go this way. Now look at that. I look like I got a hook nose. You know, it looks terrible. You know, it looks so bent now. But this way.
Oh mate, look at that. You almost look like nice. So we've learnt a few things. We know which side's Brad's best side.
Honestly, so you see me any photos with a fan? I'm always on this side. Yep. 100%.
Oh my god, that's fun. I love this shit.
You probably would never notice that, but now you can look back, you see me with photos of fans, I'm always on their left.
Right, well, that's why he sits there, mate. That's it.
This is it.
This is Ant and Dex, so he's always on that side. I like it. So shenanigans, this is it. I've got 4 news stories for you. 2 are made up. Shenanigans, you've got to try and figure. You're not going to get it this week, mate. 2 are made up, and 2 are absolutely true. So I'm going to give you the story headline. So shenanigan at number 1. A Christian group in Kansas is petitioning for the Muppets to be reclassified as an 18, as a union between a pig and a frog is unholy. Okay. Number 2, a woman in Japan has had her vagina made into a canoe.
What?
A woman in Japan has had her vagina made into a canoe.
What do you mean?
So she's had a what do you call them? 3D image of her vagina, and then she's expanded it and turned it into a canoe.
But it makes no sense. Like, a canoe is like when we go, someone gets in, like, how could that be a canoe? I'm not gonna be able to get in someone's vagina and like do this. So I don't know.
Wait, well, you got to try and figure it out, mate. That's the idea. So, number 3, the FBI have revealed that after 9/11, they monitored people who played role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons because they showed those people showed the same traits as the quote same sad traits as potential terrorists.
I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Number 4, a woman phoned for an ambulance while being attacked by a python. The emergency services struggled to understand her as the python was attached to her nose. So, your 4 shenanigans are Christian group trying to recategorise
pretty good ones.
Muppets. I've worked so hard on these. As Muppets as an 18. A woman in Japan has a vagina made into a canoe. 3, the FBI have revealed that after 9/11 they monitored people who played role-play games. And number 4, a woman phoned an ambulance for being attacked by a python, but the emergency services struggled to understand it because the python was attached to her nose.
See, this is one that you didn't give me much to go on the canoe one, because like
What else do you want me to tell you?
I don't know, it's impossible. How could you make your vagina into?
So she's had a model of it made, and then she's made it bigger so it can be a canoe.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. She's like had a
3D scan of her vagina.
Okay, and
Yeah.
now I understand.
Now you can picture a woman in her own vagina sailing down a river.
Yeah, so
now you've got it.
Now I've got it.
Now you've got it,
I thought
yeah?
she's actually turned her vagina into a canoe. I'm like,
No.
how, she must be big if a man sit in that canoe. So
Come on. So
okay.
we've got Christian group Muppets, woman canoe vagina, FBI role-playing games, and python nose.
Well, there's 2 that there's not a lot gone into it. So I got to think, if the 2 that not a lot gone into it, is that you not paying much effort into this, or did you pay a lot of effort into this? Yeah, and like this is the other ones. So in like the first one, this is me. I'm either going to get it 100% or 100% wrong, because I know 2.
Okay.
So the 2 ones you didn't put much effort in, or is going to be the python one on the nose and the canoe one with the vagina. Right?
Okay.
So that's one pair. Or the next pair is going to be the Muppets and the Dungeons and Dragons. So I've got to decide which pair do I think is.
Which pair are you going for, mate? Come on, man up.
I'm going for the.
Oh, you feel the pain, can't you? He's sweating. I can feel it. Come on.
I'm either going to get 100% right or 100% wrong. I'm going to go for the Dungeons and Dragons and the Muppets as being true.
Okay. So, the Christian group in Kansas that are petitioning for the Muppets to be reclassified as an 18 because the union between a pig and a frog is unholy is the shenanigans, my friend.
Okay. So that's shit. This means I'm 100% wrong then.
The woman in Japan who has had a vagina made into a canoe is absolutely true. She had it 3D imaged, and then the pictures of her sailing down there.
I should have gone the other way.
The FBI
It's
after
false.
9/11 is absolutely false. It totally made that up just to irritate your role-playing history.
See, I should have gone right with. You paid a lot of attention to this. That's why the ones you actually put on had so much detail and shit.
Yes, which means.
But in a way, I've already got you right.
But you got me wrong, mate. You got to pick. You can't say that. You can't play a hand of poker and go, well, I knew you were going to bluff it, but I did that anyway. That's not. So the woman who phoned the ambulance for being attacked in the python, this was actually a BBC story that had my wife in tears. It's that funny. So that she phoned and they found her on the driveway with the python attached to her nose. I think she got 11 or 12 pet snakes, and one of them grabbed her by the nose and tried to crush her. So she was on her driveway being crushed. So I've just redeemed myself, mate. So that is.
I don't know. I kind of get a bit of a moral support. But absolutely.
Shut up, mate. No, you did, but you called it wrong. You called it wrong. That's it. I appreciate that there was logic and that you kind of figured out it was one or the other, but I totally dicked you, mate. So that's 2-0. So, I feel good.
Because you did say you said you went into a lot of effort. I should have thought, okay, you went. Yeah, because I got. But you also quite clever how I said I'm going to be 100% right. 100% wrong.
I think that was very impressive. But what you lot don't know, watching this back at home or listening to this on our lovely iTunes or Podbean or wherever you listen to it, is that makes such a difference to my week. That is me now. So I'm absolutely over the moon. So
it just ruins me for like 5 minutes, and I'll be right.
I love it though. It doesn't ruin him for 5 minutes. You wait till next week, and he'll be sweating, itching, sipping his Pepsi. So we'll be back next week. Same again. Send us reviews, send us questions. Let us know what you think of the podcast. It does help. On YouTube, keep subscribing. We need to grow our viewership. So do us a favour, if you enjoy it and you watch it, send it to someone, post it on your own Facebook page.
Even if you just listen to it on iTunes, please just go on to YouTube and subscribe anyway, even if you don't want to watch it there.
Do it.
It helps us out.
It just helps us out. We're not asking for anything. Nothing. We're giving you deep, heartfelt stories.
And also, we're going to start doing some more prizes.
So we're going. In fact, give us a mug update. Where's the mugs?
I chased them up.
Fucking ridiculous, mate. I get
Mate,
so many
they're
emails.
they're
There's people
treating me like a
queuing for
mug.
mug. Exactly. There we go. So
They're mugging me off.
We'll be back with more mug-based puns next week. And also next week when we do the world record, we're going to compete against each other. So it's not just about Brad, doing the world record. We're going to figure out a forfeit. So send us what you think the forfeit should be, and each week we will compete against each other for the world record.
Well, wait. When you say about forfeit, most people, when we've done forfeits before, it was always about pain.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to that. So maybe just nice forfeits. That'd be all right.
Yeah.
Invite us to a party. That'll do.
Yeah.
So that's it from me. We'll see you next week. Subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. Go.
Yeah, guys. So, so obviously, like I just said, if you guys even just listen to iTunes and Stitcher, if you please could just pop onto the YouTube, give it a little click so it gets a view, and then just subscribe. Do us a massive favour.
Do it. And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Cheers,
Thanks
guys.
for listening. Bye.